Hello everyone, this is Group 6, also known as Team Wolverine. Group members consist of myself, Michael Ratcliffe,
Joel Brown,
Michael Mercer,
and this is Tyler Ascroft.
We as a group want to discuss a solution to many of the issues that project managers had in the past. With technology always growing and changing, companies are always looking for the upper hand, and traditional methods were just not working. Thus, Agile development was created. Here are the 7 stages to Agile development.
To start out with establishing the project scope, you begin with stage 1, which is the vision. During this stage, it requires the product owner to make sure all the members of the project team know and comprehend the project vision statement. Stage 2 is the next, and it is the product roadmap. During this stage, the vision is incorporated to confirm that features of the project fit within the vision statement. Throughout the project, new features will arise, and it is the product owner's responsibility to understand how these features fit in and be able to tell the team their scope.
In this stage, a release plan is created. This release plan is a timetable that is broken down on features that take more precedence over the other. Sprint planning, also known as iteration, is a process of determining what goals and requirements are needed per product release.
The daily Scrum meeting has the potential to be a launching pad for upcoming sprints for scope modification. This driven 15-minute daily Scrum meeting allows the development team to announce 3 things. The first point that will be discussed is the previous day's finished work, followed by the scope of work for the upcoming day, and lastly, any barricades the development team may have. Although after the discussion of all 3 points following this daily Scrum meeting, it frequently opens up discussion for bigger scope alterations. And in the event that topics are bigger than anticipated during the daily Scrum meeting, a Scrum meeting team can choose to host an after-party meeting. This after-party meeting allows Scrum team members to discuss everything, including possible changes in greater detail.
Stage 6 is the sprint review. During this stage, the product owner sets the tone of each sprint review meeting. He or she does this by reiterating the scope of the sprint. This includes the sprint goals that the Scrum team pursued and what they were able to complete. It is very important during the first couple of sprint reviews that stakeholders have the right expectations about the scope of the project. Sprint reviews have the potential to be very inspiring and motivating. When the entire team is in one room together collaborating on the product, they are able to look at it in new ways and create new ideas to improve the product. The product owner also updates the product backlog with new scopes derived from the sprint review. Stage 7 is the sprint retrospective. In this stage, the Scrum team reviews and discusses how well commitments to the scope have been met since the sprint began. If they were unable to meet the sprint goal identified during the sprint planning, they would have to refine both the planning and the work processes so that they can be sure that they can choose the correct amount of work for each sprint. If the team did meet the goal, they can use this retrospective to think of ways to add more scope to sprints that may take place in the future.
With Agile methodology, teams are now going to have shorter design times, which allows products to be released sooner than later. This gives that company that edge that they were looking for, thus making the Agile development plan much more desirable